Did you ever had the feeling that the next year it's gonna be very important? For the last couple of months, I have a strong feeling that something major will happen in 2025. Maybe it's gonna be nothing, or maybe it's gonna be just something that will happen to me. Frankly, I don't know because I'm not an oracle or someone who can predict the future. But still, I have a strong hunch that something major will happen to most of the people on this earth. Maybe we will have the Third World War, because they've been telling us for decades now that they want a war between Russia and China against the Western world. Or maybe not, but if you think about it, we are already in that war. For now, it's a proxy war, because a war between Ukraine and Russia, it's nothing else but a war between the Western world and Russia. And China is not far away. And now that their leader country is directly involved into war, now maybe we are really not so far away from a third world war. Well, at least we will not have a nuclear war because the aliens will not allow it. And how do we know that? Well, since we've invented nuclear weapons, aliens showed us that they are watching us, that they will not permit us to use such a weapon. For decades, we are having flybys of UFOs over military bases that have nuclear installations. And now that we are at least talking about some sort of even limited usage of nuclear weapons, the aliens are going berserk. But of course, if you ask mainstream, the drones that are covering the sky, so to speak, in America, in England, and also in other places all over the world, well, those drones are nothing else but Russian or Chinese drones, or maybe Iranian drones. And it's logical that the strongest military country in the world is not able to do anything about it. Or maybe it's just us, American drones over America, English drones over England. Maybe it's just a show. And that's the point. How would you know if it would only be a show? And maybe that's exactly what is gonna happen. Maybe we will have the Third World War, and maybe we will try to use nuclear weapons, and maybe the aliens will land. How is that gonna affect people? Can you imagine the psychological trauma of all those people who believed all their lives that the aliens do not exist? But maybe they would comfort themselves with it's just us. On the other hand, there are a lot of people who would gladly see the aliens arrive because the aliens would finally bring some sanity in this insane world. I'm in neither of those camps because, first of all, the aliens will not arrive. The aliens are already here. But if they decide to make themselves visible to us, we'll have to decide if they are good guys or not. And if you ask me, if they land in front of the White House, then the chances are good that they are no aliens at all, but humans flying UFOs made in USA. Or maybe not. Maybe they are bad aliens. Because good aliens would never come for our governments, they would come for us. That means that if they start to land on our backyards, then the chances are good that they are good guys. Because there is something very important here. If aliens would ever arrive, we would have to decide if they are good or bad guys. Because if they arrive, that would mean that massive changes would happen in our society. And, and it's important to know who is the cause for those changes. So, how can you recognize a good guy from a bad guy? Well, you should do what you should always do. You listen, you watch, and you trust your feelings. You trust your gut, you trust your heart, and you trust your higher self. Because, especially with aliens, when you know nothing about their background, it is hard to trust anything at all. And I don't want to sound negative, but I have a feeling that that's exactly what the majority would not do. But guess what? It doesn't matter. Because in reality, it doesn't matter if aliens arrive or not. Because if we are afraid that if bad aliens will come and we would have bad guys governing ourselves, well, we have that now, so nothing changes. And if good aliens would ever arrive, we would have a better life, better society, better possibilities, and that's all good, so we don't have to worry about that. So, my friend, what I'm really trying to say is human, animal, extraterrestrial, extra dimensional being, whoever, when you judge them, you can only trust yourself. You can only trust your feelings. So work on them, refine them, because you need them. If your ego is telling you that it is pointless to like, comment, and share my video with your friends, don't always listen to your ego. Listen to your heart, my friend.